Hi, I want to talk about authenticity today. Before I started doing all this inner work, I would totally ignore the word authentic because I didn't really know what it meant. I heard people use it, but I just didn't get it. And it honestly felt really sort of like hard and scary to think about who I am and who my authentic self is. But I want to take away all that scary stuff and make it a little bit easier to grasp. So, being authentic just means being your best self. Now, this is not anything about being perfect, okay? This is just about you being your best self, mistakes and all. This doesn't mean you make mistakes. This means that you work to get better and better about how you handle any sort of mistake or setback, because we're always going to have them. Now, most of us compare ourselves to others. We somehow deem ourselves as less than, not good enough for some reason, and then we try to imitate the people that we're comparing ourselves to. But there's no one like you. Your best self will need to come from within. And again, that can feel like really big and overwhelming, but we're here to demystify this whole thing. Authenticity is effortless power, and effortless power creates long-term success that is sustainable. So this isn't like a 10-step process where you get short-term success and then you revert back to your old self. This is being you every single day, making long-lasting change that changes and upgrades your life. So let's talk about effortless power. First, we have your values. If you don't know what your values are, I would suggest doing a Google search for values list, looking them up, and deciding what your values are. And then saying, do I live these daily? Do I remind myself of what they are daily? And if I'm not living up to my values, what changes need to be made? And then what roles do you play? Mother, father, brother, sister, daughter, friend, employee, boss. List them out and then decide which of those roles allow you to be your true authentic self, and in which roles you're hiding, in which roles are you just acting and playing the part. For the roles where you're acting and hiding your true self, what is holding you back and what needs to change? So do some evaluation there. Not being your authentic self holds you back from great relationships. It holds you back from jobs and success. It holds you back from figuring out what your true passions are in life. Happiness is found when you are happy with yourself, you accept who you are today, and you accept who you are in your past, and you share your gifts and passions with the world. Again, happiness is not about being perfect. There is no such thing as perfect. There is no perfect version of you. There is your best self. And it is when you are working at being your best self every day, mistakes and all. It's a growth process. And it's about accepting who you are and what your past was. Look, when you live at your highest potential, when you live in as your best self, your success is inevitable. It's without a doubt. So, how do you currently bring who you are into everything that you do? Look at your values. How do you express those and hold them firmly in your day-to-day life? What behaviors do you want to change? And how can you begin that change today? How do you want to change your responses? There's a difference between a reaction, which is usually flying off the cuff, yelling, and there's a difference in response. Response is, I have thoughtfully decided how I feel, and this is how I'm going to respond after taking a breath. It doesn't mean you're not angry. Maybe you are, but you've taken a moment to decide you are angry, and now you have that information so you know how you can move forward as your best self and solve the problem. So to really figure out who your authentic self is, investigate, experiment with different situations, moods, responses, different relationships, and approaches to life and situations. After trying out a new strategy, ask yourself how it feels. Ask yourself, am I fully present in every situation in order to really decide if that's who my authentic self is and who I want to be in life? And then how are you moving towards your goals? Because if you're being your best self, then you are definitely moving closer to your goals and you're definitely becoming happier every single day. Now, ask yourself as you try out these new strategies and experiments, find a fun way to jot down your progress. Ask yourself, does this new strategy feel really natural to me, or am I still fighting something? If you're still fighting something, then your authentic self still needs some time. You still need to make some adjustments. Take notes. Like I said, have fun during this process and really be fully present. I talk about being present in a previous video. And then most importantly, once you've decided your new strategy, commit. Wake up every single day and say, I am committed to this. I am committed to this work. I am committed to being my authentic self. And it doesn't mean you're not gonna make mistakes. It doesn't mean you won't trip sometimes. But if you're committed, then you'll know how to get back up and you'll be able to do that effortlessly. So, I always say that if you're comfortable, then you're doing something wrong. If you're comfortable, then you're not doing this work. It's supposed to be uncomfortable for a little while. It's not meant to be easy, and that's okay. It gets easier as you commit. So once you're done experimenting, live your best life. Go out and do it. And since we're never done growing and changing, every now and then you'll need to evaluate and maybe change something, and that's perfectly okay, normal, and natural. Just be fully present and you'll be able to easily change anything that you need to in order to move closer to your authentic self. And remember, you're allowed to have fun on this journey. What is the point of this life if you're not having fun? I would argue that it's required to find joy in every single day in order to figure out who your true self really is, in order to move toward your success in every single goal. Now, I teach authenticity in my one-on-one coaching. Finding your authentic self is a process. It can be exciting. It can feel hard. All of that is okay. So get going, experiment today, try something new, and comment back and let me know how it goes.